Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about what is the Cessna 177 Cardinal. The 177 Cardinal is a high-wing, single-engine aircraft with fixed gear. Later models did have retractable gear variants. It's a light aircraft that was produced by the Cessna Aircraft Company from 1968 to 1978. And it was designed as a modern, more advanced successor to the highly popular Cessna 172 Skyhawk. If you're a follower of general aviation, you'll realize that that plan didn't come to fruition, but we'll discuss that a little bit more later. This aircraft is powered by a four-cylinder, naturally aspirated, air-cooled engine of varying degrees of horsepower that we can also get into a little bit later. But pretty much it is a more advanced 172 that Cessna was coming to the conclusion that they needed to make a more modern aircraft starting in 1968. So why did Cessna create the 177 Cardinal? Based on some research and speculation and just dealing with businesses, I think it went something like this. Cessna was building some really nice 172s, and the pilots that were flying them really liked them. But pilots complaining, as pilots can do from time to time, went back to Cessna and said, we really like this Skyhawk, but what would be even better is if this plane went faster on the same amount of gas. And I'm sure we'll buy a whole lot of these planes if we can do it. For comparison, here is a Civil Air Patrol 172 for you to look at. As you can see, the windshield's pretty upright. You got those struts and the wings fairly far forward above the doors that you have to duck into to get in and out of the aircraft. Also, the doors don't open as wide because of the struts, making it much more difficult to get in and out of the aircraft. Not a deal breaker, but definitely not as convenient as in the 177. As I mentioned before, the 177 showed up with a 150 horse, 320 cubic inch Lycoming motor. This was standard equipment in the 172s at the time and seemed initially to be a great transition over to the 177 as they had the parts on hand and available. Problem is the 150 horse motor, while it performed to the specs, it felt underpowered. The 177 with its laminar flow wing was designed to climb out at a bit higher airspeed than the 172, which felt abnormal to pilots at the time, and it made the aircraft not achieve the numbers that the operators were expecting. So in 1969, Cessna upgraded the motor to the Lycoming 0360 180 horse motor. This improved a lot of the performance in the aircraft. However, on both of those, they had a fixed pitch prop, so a standard prop that you would pick for either cruise or climb performance. The following year, they came out with the 177 Bravo, and much like you see in the picture, this aircraft's been upgraded to it. They put a constant speed prop in there, which gave you the benefit of both a climb prop and a cruise prop for the aircraft. This really solved a lot of the performance issues that the 177 had, as well as pilot training and learning how to fly the plane more in the way it was designed and less reliant on past experience of different aircraft. So one of the big changes with making this new laminar flow wing was sliding it back and the plane climbing at a faster airspeed. In order to do this, Cessna changed the horizontal tailplane from a traditional horizontal stabilizer and elevator to a one-piece unit called a stabilator, where the whole horizontal stab moves to control pitch. This design was because with the wing moved further aft on the aircraft, you needed more control force back there to hold the nose up, which gave the plane a heavy nose feel. This is common on many different aircraft, but it was something new for the Cessna aircraft. So I've talked about the visibility in the plane a bunch already, and here's a quick video clip of us flying around. And really, you can see looking out the windows from the back what an amazing amount of visibility you have. It just really is a great aircraft, great for aerial photography, and then just enjoying the love of flying and getting to see stuff as you go around. And then I talked about the nose feeling heavy, but every plane has its own characteristics, and it's one of those things that disappears pretty quick. I had talked about also being able to look ahead in the turn. As you see in the left seat, leaning forward, you can look up and ahead so the wing isn't blocking your view. I really can't recommend a 177 enough. It's a great plane. They're super fun to fly, and it really is sad that it isn't in production anymore. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.